Hello everybody, my name is you, and welcome back to Let's Play Spyro the Dragon! In the previous video, we conquered the Dreamweaver's world, and today we're going into one of my favorite worlds of this entire game. This is a world that I've been looking forward to throughout this entire Let's Play. Today, we're going inside the Lofty Castle, and I cannot be any more excited. Whenever you play through a game, at least if you're anything like me, there's always like this one moment or level in the game that you're always looking forward to when you replay the game. Like in Majora's Mask when I get to the Great Bay Temple, or in Earthbound when I'm in Winter's first time. This is that level for me. This is my favorite song in this entire game. While this isn't my favorite level, this is my favorite song in this entire game. It's the one that I usually think about whenever I play through Spyro. And I'm so excited to finally be at this point. I will be quiet for a moment so you guys can listen to this song. As much as I'd hate to interrupt this awesome song, I have to explain the major gameplay element to this world. This world has a new feature where you have to actually rescue the fairies to activate the whirlwinds. You have to rescue them to activate those things, so there are going to be a couple fairies that are trapped inside cages you have to go rescue before you progress through the level. There's a dragon right here that we can go rescue.
Fairies are always on your side, Spyro.
Yes, they are. So as I was saying a moment ago, we have to rescue the fairies in this area as well as the dragons. You have to. They're usually like either. There's usually only about 3 of them that you have to go rescue to activate a whirlwind. So if you're missing one, so if you're only rescue 2 of them, then well, there's a 3rd one that's still missing that you have to go find. What I really love about this level is that, well, first of all, it takes place in the sky, and levels like that are usually like really cool, which is why a big reason why I love Skyloft in The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. But I also really love the general atmosphere of this area. Like, we're in this like sort of magical world that's in the clouds, and there's like a castle, and there are 2 moons off the distance if you look in the background of this world. I really love almost everything about this world. There's a few things about this place I don't really particularly care that much for, like this room for example. I'm not that big of a fan of it, but other than that, I really love this level. The music is really awesome, the level design is fantastic. This is just a highlight of this game. And get this is not my favorite level in Spyro. I know, I just said that I love the music and the level design of this game, but there is one more level. It's actually going to be in the next episode, but the next episode will feature my absolute favorite level in this entire game. There's one more enemy. Hey, that's not the way I wanted to go. I'll get back up here in a minute, but there's one more enemy that we missed that I want to go get real quick. Let's fly back up here. Alright. This part is going to be particularly tricky, but I think that's the last of the enemies. I'm just going to double check real quick because I'd hate to have realized that there was like a couple more gems up there that I missed. So if I didn't get everything, I'm going to cut ahead. Okay, I got everything. So let's go back up here and rescue the next dragon.
Ah, Spyro, thanks. Supercharge will get you to new places here in Lofty Castle, too. See where it takes you.
Hooray for rhyming! I just love this song so much. I like to have a playlist on my computer for like my favorite video game music, such as The Fun Hours in Majora's Mask or Valak Mountain. But I messed up that jump. I always mess up this jump right here, because you have to use the supercharging jump multiple times, but I always mess that one up, because, well, we already did all that stuff in treetops, and I just don't know. I always mess that jump up. Let's try that again. But as I was saying, I like have a playlist on my computer for my favorite songs in video gaming, and this one, well, it isn't like at the very top. I really love this song. Alright, let's see if I did it right. Yeah, we did it right! There's some bouncing mushrooms over here, just like the chickens in the Artisan World, or something like that. The mushrooms, when you defeat them, they will turn into butterflies, though, or restore your health. It's kind of self-explanatory at this point. There's really no reason to explain that. Down here, there's some more fairies that we need to go rescue. They're in cages, and those enemies right there, let me just say, those are the most disturbing enemies I've seen in this game. They're kind of like weird. They're kind of like what I'd imagine Cupid would look like if he had drifted into madness. Because they kind of look like a demonic Cupid. But anyway, those enemies are pretty simple to defeat. They do get a little bit harder in a level that we'll be taking care of. It's a level after the next one, but we'll be taking care of that level in a minute. But the thing is, in that level, those enemies they seem to be a little bit more difficult. But they're not actually that. I might just be exaggerating things, but they do seem a little bit more tricky in that level than they are in this one. Alright, we got the dragon statue thing. Let's refill our health before we continue onward. And one thing, there isn't really much to talk about right now, so I'm just going to explain something that kind of happened to me this morning, and it was actually really cool. Steam has, there's this thing called Steam where you can like download computer games, and it's pretty cool. I have a couple games on there, but there's this one game that I've been wanting to get for a little while, and one of my friends has actually been wanting me to get the game for a while as well. It's like it's called Undertale, and it's basically what would happen if Earthbound was like a choice and consequence game. This morning I found that my friend had gave that to me as like a Steam gift, because on Steam there's this feature where you can buy a game and send it to a friend as a gift. So if you're watching this, you know who you are if you're watching this, but if you're watching this, then that was really awesome of you. Undertale is a really fun game. I'm really enjoying it.
Thank you for releasing me.
Hey, we've rescued 64 dragons, just like Nintendo 64. Oh, so fear me for referencing the rival the PlayStation. That background is pink. Why is it big? There's another fairy right here, and those enemies right there, let me just say, they look pretty hilarious how they're just carelessly floating around. How they're like carelessly floating around on a balloon, and they have a wooden shield with them, and I just really like the design of those enemies. It's pretty adorable. Alright, there's another fairy we can go rescue. That's the last one in this area, I think, so let's go server. I know I talked about how much I didn't really like the design of the fairies in this game, but the design for the yellow fairies is kind of cool. It's mostly the red dragon, not the red dragon, the red fairy that appears from the save platforms. It's mostly those ones that I have a problem with, but the yellow one and the purple one, they're pretty cool designs. Alright, there's some more enemies up here. We gotta be careful with those guys because those enemies, they attack with a bow and arrow. The bow and arrow, they can be pretty tricky to dodge, especially with how bad the dodge mechanic is in this game. If you're skilled, you probably can do it. I have done it before, but not that often. Because I just find it easier to like jump out of the way rather than use the actual dodge mechanic. I know I have talked about how much I'm not that big of a fan of the dodging mechanic in this game, because there's like a latency when you actually press the button. So it's not entirely all that useful. It can be useful, like against the dog enemies, in the Toasty level, but for basic enemies and the more difficult ones, such as the demonic Cupid, excuse me, for more difficult enemies like the demonic Cupid enemy, then they could be more difficult to dodge. Hey, wait a second, the music changed. Why is the music changed? No, what happened to this super awesome song? Why is it changed? I swear, I've never heard of this song before. That's really weird. Does this? I don't really know if this game has a feature that. I don't think that any of the other levels in this game done this, but for some reason the music in this level has changed. It might have been because we're in another area. And I don't know, it might just be a thing that happened over here, because I actually had my television mute when I was practicing for this video, simply because it was like super early in the morning and I didn't want to wake anybody up or anything like that. But the thing is, I've never really heard the music change mid-level, so I'm not entirely sure if that's like an actual thing that happens. I think that was the last. Nope, we're not even close. Okay, which ones did we miss? I'll be back in a minute. Okay, what's the point of this front part here? There's like nothing right there. That's weird. That's unused. Oh, I found some! I found the gems! They're all mine! And they're super far away from the level exit. Yay. Hooray for walking. Why can't we just fly over there? We're a dragon after all. Alright, we got everything, so now we can leave this world. I still don't understand why the super awesome music changed to the boring version. Whatever. Now that we've done that, we're gonna end this video off here. So, next time in Spyro the Dragon, we're gonna be going into the next world in the game, which is gonna be a surprise because it's way too far off the distance to go on camera. So, I'm gonna be going over there off camera. But until next time, we need to gear to you.